Alright, hello, welcome back to the Oh No, What Have You Done podcast. Today's episode 2. Wow, alright, so we've got the main crew again today. Eric, Lucas, Jared, and Alex. Last time, Jared won, and Alex, he decided that Alex will get an extra thing of rules today, like an extra rule today. Speaking of rules, here's today's rule set. So, the topic is, and this was decided by Lucas.
Yep.
The topic today is the theme tapping. Gmod physics, which is Gary's mod, replace real physics. The objectives, you have to make a meme reference, have a sound cue, and it must end with a moral. And the extra one decided for Alex, I think we should have Jared announce it because he's the one who decided it.
He must rhyme all his dialogue.
So, and if he doesn't have any dialogue, he
automatically fails.
Yeah,
Auto fail.
Alright, Jared, because you won last time, who's going first?
That would be you.
Of course. Alright. Oh no, what have you done podcast episode 2? Alright. Stop zipping your bag, lad, while I'm trying to speak.
Stop.
Why are you making noise?
I'm just getting my phone, okay?
Okay, you should have done that before.
That's why we said that to do that before.
Dumb man.
Okay, just like if pull the finger at him, he'll know that you're pulling the finger at him.
Virtually.
Virtually pull the finger
I
at him.
can sense it.
Alright. Here we go. It's just a 1v1 now. Me versus Fred. I had the high ground. This is my time to strike. 30 minutes before. My mum had entered me into the annual airsoft competition in my county. I had always thought of myself as the best airsoft player in my county, but this was my ultimate chance to prove it. As I entered the arena, I saw a lot of people. Nobody really stood out. Nobody really stood out to me though, except one person. I moved a bit closer to try and get a better view of his face. He had blonde hair, and he was wearing a leafy ghillie suit to try and blend into the arena. Oh, that's the famous YouTuber Fred! I thought to myself, wow, he's really good, so this should be a good battle. We all spread out around the arena, and it was battle royale style, free for all. 3, 2, 1, go! Shouted the announcer. Over the speakers, I ran forward and saw in front of me a rifle. I also saw someone running next to me, seemingly running towards the same gun. We were neck and neck, but I got a tiny lead and grabbed the gun before him. Sorry man, game's a game, I say as I pull the trigger with the gun pointed at his body. No, please don't shoot, he says, but it was too late. I'd already pulled the trigger. As the bullet connected with his chest, he went flying 20 feet away from me and fully ragdolled, his mouth meeting his feet. What the f***, I say, as I run over to him to check his pulse. Nothing. He's dead. Scared, I ran up to one of the watch towers, trying not to bawl my eyes out. I finally pulled myself together, realizing this was a life or death situation. I looked around the tower and noticed that there was a sniper rifle sitting next to me this whole time. I picked it up and scoped out the window with it. I saw several people running around, hiding around corners. They look kind of funny from here, a bit like chickens. Look at all those chickens! I chuckled to myself. I look out after laughing at myself for a few minutes. I look out the window again and just see one person. They were perfectly still, reloading some of the guns they had picked up. I scoped in and put my finger on the trigger. After a second of hesitation, I did it. I pulled the trigger. Her body went flying off into the distance and clumped into a ball. The announcer says, 2 players remaining. I looked around. It's just a 1v1 now, me versus Fred. I had the high ground. This is my time to strike. I scoped in one last time and took my shot. Champion! says the announcer over the speaker. I was ecstatic. I started jumping around. I was so happy. Suddenly, though, the happy noise from the speakers changed to a loud beeping sound. Jeffrey, wake up! I opened my eyes, and I was straight back in my room. You're late for school, Jeffrey! She says my mum towering over my bed. Was it all a dream? I jumped out of the bed and rushed into the bathroom and started brushing my teeth frantically so I could get to school. I looked into the mirror and thought to myself as if I was in a television show. And that's why you don't sleep past your alarm, kids. I muttered to myself with my brute toothbrush scrubbing the inside of my mouth.
Yay!
That's pretty good.
By the way, if you, like Eric, don't understand Gmod physics, that's okay.
Is that not how Gmod physics
You
works?
only
Well,
include-
it's more the way you're saying how the ragdolls are launching. That's more of a TF2 thing than a Gmod thing.
Yeah.
But you got the idea. It was pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's fine. Also, that meme reference of all those chickens.
Look at
That chickens.
Look at all those chickens. Yeah, that was.
That came out of nowhere.
You could have just done like I have the high ground because you said the high ground. I'm pretty sure multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
that's his meme.
My
You kind of bent logic to make the chicken reference.
I had several sound cues. Mainly was the like gunshot sound from I can't remember. I don't know what video game. The MLG gunshot
the
noise.
hit marker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if
Um,
we pause anytime during story, it's just
They can't.
You
hear
know
the
I'm gonna
pause
edit that
because-
out, right?
yeah.
You know Alex is dumb and doesn't understand how editing works.
No,
Alright.
I
And
am physically dumb. That was
the moral. I'm just gonna read how I wrote the model. The moral. Okay. And those kids are why you don't sleep past your alarm.
And those kids.
That's why I studied so much on it.
Those kids.
How do you like my story, guys?
It was
I
good.
think it was pretty good. Like, let's just quickly check. So you had sound cues, you had a moral,
Yeah.
And
you followed the Gmod physics,
Said what I knew.
Yeah, to best you could.
and you made a
multiple meme
reference.
Yes.
Yes.
You could say multiple.
And ends it with a moral.
Yeah.
Okay, we've said that one.
It was a pretty good moral as well.
So Jared.
Jared, who's going next?
Oh, so I heard you typing. So I hope that didn't pick up, or else I'm going to have to beat you.
Who's going next, Jared?
You'll do that anyway.
I guess myself.
Oh, okay.
Alex is like,
When you're ready.
There was violence. There was war. We wanted. No! We needed it to end. But not like this. Free. I would go back to the war, then live in this hellhole we call life. Free. 3 weeks since the end of the war. We should be happy. We should be celebrating, but not in a world conquered by evil. Physics make no sense anymore, and evil people gain power. There is nothing to celebrate about. For now, we must survive. Our survivors didn't last long. It was late one night in an abandoned pizza hut, which we called our base. We were settled down, not daring to do anything that would alert the fear-bringers. But alas, the stupid idiot that was named Nick lit a cigarette. That was the last we saw of him. That was tragic. He was a good soldier. The eyewitnesses stated that a shadowy figure flew out of the ground and approached Nick. Then the figure pointed a weird metal gun-like device at Nick, and then suddenly, without warning, Nick dematerializes and a cigarette falls onto the moldy floor. They came for us. By the time I woke up, we were diminished. We were at a new low. No supplies, people disappearing. What could we do? As long as I have breath in my soul, I shall fight against evil, with my one true goal. I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared, but I knew this evil shouldn't be feared. It was flawed. I wasn't aware of the flying evils closing in until they were right on top of me. I was trapped. I was afraid. I fired all my shots out of my pistol. And the closest of the evils. Out of all my effort, only one dropped dead. But one was more than enough. That was all I needed. Hope. Hope drove me to bring the rest to safety. Back at base, we had a concealed helicopter. A little rusty and run down, but it'll fly. I fled. I ran for the hills, so to speak, towards the heli. I called everyone aboard. 5 made it, the rest all gone. I reassured them that this is the greatest plan. I started the rundown machine. Its rotors sparked and spun. The body shuddered and creaked, but it didn't break. As we flew off, the base caught ablaze. No one would have survived that, and nobody did. Moral of the story: guns kill fine people.
I'm saying that meme reference.
I know,
Alright,
that quality
so,
meme reference.
Yeah, Gmod Physics, that was it. What was your meme reference?
This is the
Greatest
greatest plan!
Henry Stickman.
I reassured them.
You had multiple sound cues.
Yes.
Yeah.
And ended with a marble.
Very good, Jared! That was a nice story!
Yay!
A lot more serial than your other
Yeah,
one.
much different to the last one.
Yeah. Change of pace.
Alright,
Right.
Jared, who's going next? Lucas.
Lucas.
Damn.
Yes, because
Damn.
Yeah.
Great explanation.
Alright, so, Lucas, are you ready?
Shit. Okay. Finally, after 2 years of planning, postponing, and arguing with airlines, it had come. His holiday. 3 glorious weeks where Stanley can stretch his legs and relax. The glass doors slid open to show glossy, clean floors, shiny screens, and anxious passengers. He checked in, grabbed some snacks, and got on his plane. His seat was in the rear half of the plane with a window. Perfect. The view of the land rushing away and the plane surfing on the swirling clouds satisfied him. As he sat down, he heard from behind him a croaky male voice say, "So anyway, I started blasting," accompanied by the chuckle from the neighboring seats. Bit inappropriate, Stanley thought, but he pushed that to the back of his mind. Takeoff was smooth, and they were soon in the air. Stanley pulled on his headphones, turned on some lo-fi, and started to drift off to sleep. He woke soon after to a peculiar sight. Outside the window, he saw a shadow in the clouds. Then the shadow broke through the veil and Stanley couldn't help but gasp. There was a shiny, brightly coloured antique motor vehicle with striped wings gliding through the air. Stanley turned to see if anyone else had noticed. There was only one person behind him and they were staring at the screen built into the seats. Not wanting to keep his attention from the sight for very long, he looked back quickly just in time to see a silhouette fly by, a bolt of lightning shoot through the air, and a sharp twanging sound, and the spectacle was gone, leaving the 4 passengers that had been aboard tumbling back to the earth. Then, from behind him, he heard the croaky voice say, "Huh, they just got trolled." Stanley whipped around, intending to tell the man just what he thought about that comment, but was shocked to see that 2 men were now seated behind him. The one who had apparently pushed past the other and gotten to the far seat in that small amount of time without making any noise. He was plump, had a large bald spot and greying hair. Stanley didn't know what was going on, but he didn't like it. Flustered, he exited his seat, headed for the bathroom. Just then a voice yelled, "Fire in the hole!" and Stanley heard an explosion. He fell on his rump in fright and something smacked him and landed on his lap. It appeared to be a pistol. He saw a man ahead of him holding a green cylinder with a glowing green light. He looked like a terrorist. Panicked, Stanley pulled the trigger. Everything seemed to slow down. A bolt shot from the barrel whizzed past the man and hit the rear end of the plane. Pop. Then there was screaming. The giant metal bird was gone. Stanley looked at the pistol. It had a small screen on it that read, "Remover." Then everyone was plummeting towards the ground.
1 eternity later.
Thump. Ah. Pain radiated through his body like he was the clapper of a bell. But no broken bones. Only moderate pain. Strange. He felt shadows fall over him. Men dressed in white with menacing masks stood above him. Rifles trained on his forehead. Moral of the story? Don't mess with things you don't understand. Oh yeah, and don't trust Dachshunds. They're up to something.
Cool.
There you go.
What was your meme reference?
It was, "So anyway, I started blasting." Do you know what that's from?
I've heard it before, but no.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it's Danny DeVito. And he's holding like two toy pistols going like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
So Gmod physics replace real physics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple sound. What was it? Do you have multiple?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
I just
well.
didn't signal.
Yeah. And the moral. I would never trust a Dasher again. So,
Sus.
Sauce. Yes, very sauce.
so who were the figures? Or what was the figure in the cloud?
What? Who?
The thing he saw out the airplane window.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a car,
Yeah.
right, that was flying, and then there was a guy that was no clipping that shot him and flew off. Why is that funny?
Who are the masked people?
Oh, the masked people were what do you call them? The white
Combine.
Yeah, combines. They were combine.
Combine hamster.
Last but not least,
Definitely least.
Alex. And he's got the extra
He's got the-
rule
he's got the
of
bonus.
making everything, all dialogue.
Making everything rhyme would be.
That would be out of pain.
No, that'd be impossible.
I should have made you rhyme every sentence.
Nah.
Good lord. Okay.
Alright, annoyed, Billy pushes past the old man, who was walking slowly on the footpath. Not stopping to apologize, Billy quickly runs around the corner and towards the cinema. Billy then hears the old man crying out, "Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance!" Billy turns around to see what is happening and sees an old man in a science coat holding a gun with a screen on it. The old man looks at Billy and says, "But not for me," and then shoots. Old man POV. The old man watches his youngster push past him and scurry around the corner. Seeing an opportunity, the old man whips out his tool gun and starts his pulling. Perfect, he's coming right towards him. The old man thinks. The man looks panicked, and as he shoots the man's foot and the ground beneath it. Billy watches a small white X appears on his foot. Confused, Billy tries to move his foot, but it seems to be stuck to the ground. Now terrified, Billy starts screaming and trying to move, but no one comes, and his foot won't move. Satisfied, the old man steps back, and in front of him, an old buggy appears. Stunned, Billy does nothing as the old man uses his gun to attach a rope to him and the buggy. Not knowing what to do, Billy just sits there, befuddled by what the old man says. Little boy, you are now my toy. Do not fret, for I am in your debt. For this wonderful opportunity of fateful unity.
Oh no.
God. Wait, he's not done.
Oh no.
The youngster is stunned, but the old man doesn't care. He simply giggles as he starts to add thrusters to his vehicle. Once done, the old man starts laughing and the car takes off, zooming forward. Billy only knows pain. All Billy can feel is pain. He's being stretched miles, maybe around the whole world, but Billy can only think that. But Billy only knows pain. He can feel his body jumping around and stretching further and further, but then it stops. Once Billy can think properly, he sees that he is stuck in a chair with balloons detached above him. Scared for his life, Billy starts crying, only to see the old man hold some sort of orange arm cannon. Pretty please pity me, as I don't want to be squeezed. The old man chuckles and says, "Then maybe, little boy, don't push stoned old men unless you want to be boned." And then the old man fires his gun and pushes Billy away and watches him rise into the sky. The moral of the story is treat people how you want to be treated.
Oh my god.
Hey, wait. Does that mean the old man wants to be treated that way?
I was implementing that he pushed the old man, but then he got pushed.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so Alex, I obviously know this, but your meme reference didn't rhyme. So Jared,
He said
Yes, I specified that he didn't have to rhyme his meme because that would have contradicted the
Yeah, it would be
actual.
like really hard to.
Yeah.
get across the meme reference.
Yeah.
yeah, Alright.
but it worked.
I think you did try more dialogue. Some of it was a bit better than others.
Yeah.
Little boy, you are now my toy.
And then later you say you.
When that
Oh
was
yeah,
said,
if you
the
want
whole
to
story
meddle with a stoned old man, you should prepare to be boned or something.
Yeah.
That's the other line. I'm like, what? What does that even mean?
So man wants the child as a toy, and then wants.
And then he's stoned, and if you mess with him, you'll get boned.
That's kind of suspicious.
Okay. Yeah,
I-
Gmod physics. That was there.
Yeah.
You made the meme reference.
You had
You
sound
had
cues,
sound cues.
and there was a moral. So all the
And
things.
you rhymed all your dialogue, so it was very talky dialogue. So
Yay!
So whose story was the best?
Oh yeah, we're doing the voting.
we're
thing.
doing a voting thing now
Yeah.
because we got so many comments on the last video.
Oh
that
yeah, for sure,
Rick-
for sure.
that recommended we do a vote, like instead of one person saying it, then everyone go, yeah, sure. We actually make votes. So
I think the best way to do it is just say their name and then people raise their hand for we vote.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
that's-
gonna say we go on like notes.
yeah, why don't we just write it down?
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Alright, we'll be back once we've written our thing down.
You can't vote for your own, right?
No,
No, you can't.
Can't vote for your own.
Hold on. Alright, and we're back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Alright. Alex, who have you voted for?
Lucas.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Jared, who have you voted for?
I voted for Alex.
I also voted for Alex.
I voted for Lucas.
How do we manage
Alright.
tiebreaker?
Oh, no.
Hold on, I have a coin.
Oh. Who's gonna be heads?
Little boy.
I'm Tails.
Little
I'm Tails.
boy.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
Tails.
Coin.
Oh, here's the coin. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Are you gonna do it? You flip it onto your hand and then.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
So I'm
Alright.
Tails.
Who's who?
I'm Tails. He's heads.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. So who's what?
I'm Tails.
It's here. Oh no. No, it's Tails.
No!
You scammed
You
me.
can't even read a coin.
Because the Kiwi has a head, bro.
I won. Cool. Eric, you're getting something.
You know?
Get trolled.
Sure,
I'll
sure.
decide that later.
Cool.
Great. Eric, you want to finish us off?
Play that funky tune. Now.